scale. They've conducted various online activities so far with a set list of big personalities. Dil Hai Hindustani, which is the second phase now. Its first phase was an awareness campaign organized for them for our fellow Northeast Indians on our 74th Independence Day to make people aware of the countless hardships that they have to face on a daily basis. Today, of course, we bring to you phase two of our campaign, where we celebrate the diversity of cultures in our beloved nation. The uniqueness of each and every culture that brings out new joys and experiences. In the wake of westernization, we believe that this is a great way to regain that little bit of touch that we lost with our roots. And these are just glimpses of what is yet to come at Kshitij. And today is just one part of it. So that's Mitty by Kshitij for you. Thank you so much for being here once again.
Well done, man. Thanks.
So I was talking to one of our core members who had actually been in touch with you, and the first thing that she told me before I was getting on a call with you, she
Yeah.
was like, "Man, you don't have to worry about talking to him because he is going to do that part and he's going to do it and how." That guy is so humorous that you don't have to worry about anything, and that's something that I really appreciate about you as a speaker.
Thanks, Anisha. It's a big credit to Ara also for doing all this hard work
Yes.
to try and make this happen. I mean, she went through so much to try and not just do get me on, but to organize this show great. And you guys, honestly, I don't need to be humorous here. I need to just be credit to you guys in this situation. Seriously, I mean, it takes a lot to organize a show, especially virtually. I struggle to get two guests on, so you guys to get all these people on and to work this out is phenomenal. Well done.
Okay, thank you so much. We're just trying a bit, and Ara, if you're listening, well done on this one. So I want to start off by directly getting into the topic, getting into your
Go
mind.
for
I
it,
was,
man. Go for it, man.
yes,
It's
I,
not a
I
topic I'm
was
very versed with, but I'll do my best.
right.
And I haven't prepared anything. My hands are
You
clean. I
don't need
haven't
that.
prepared.
If you
Yeah,
have someone like you,
she sent me something. I said I'll use my charm, and hopefully everyone will get charmed along
oh
the way.
yes, absolutely.
So,
Well, your charm reminds me that we have a lot of viewers. We are streaming this live on Facebook, and of course, we have got your fans and your viewers joining in there as well. So they're
okay.
watching us right now. So if you could please say hi to all your fans, all your followers.
There are not many fans, but hi to all my friends out there. All my thanks for joining in. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody. We begin with the talk session right now, and we really hope that you enjoy this one. So, Purav sir, my first question to you is directly going to be, this country is so diverse as a nation. How do you think that culture affects our nation as a whole?
So I mean, when we're talking about culture, I was actually telling someone this the other day that if we were the size of Europe, for example, we'd be 28 different countries. It's just amazing how we are 28 different states. So it's like feathers in a cap that we come together and we make this kind of all these different states come together and form one unit. Now I'm not saying there's always ups with this, but I think that the big part of this, the effect is that we always come together, so we always form one unit, which I think is huge and I think the overall positivity of this is absolutely phenomenal. So as a country, I mean, whether it's food, whether it's culture, whether it's people, whether it's, I think the country always comes together and we unite, and I think the positivity is definitely more than the negativity in this
100%.
situation. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think, especially in these times, there's so much of negativity. There's a lot of negative stuff that is doing rounds. And
Yeah.
the discretion in what you consume on social media these days has become so important because, it can really affect your state of mind when you consume anything and everything that comes your
Yeah,
way.
yeah. I think that's why it's so important to bring everyone together in this phase and get better along the way. So I think it's great that in Europe, for example, France and Germany still seem apart, but Maharashtra and Gujarat seem so close. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm
Yeah,
I'm Gujarati. I live in Maharashtra. I've never been to Gujarat. So I mean, I'm just giving you an idea of how diverse
absolutely.
our cultures are. There's very few French people who've never been to France.
Right,
So,
right.
so, yeah. so,
You know,
so
so
yeah.
I'm a Marwari, but I don't think like I've been to Rajasthan that many times, but
Mm.
it's been very, very, it's very rare that I go there. So I think we really need to go back to our roots and kind of understand that,
Yeah.
where we
Yeah.
belong. It's
Exactly.
super
I
important
think.
that we do that.
Yeah. I think it's yeah.
Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely. Now, my next question to you is, of course, what is your take on the statement that India is often called as the melting pot of cultures? This makes me hungry. The word itself,
yeah.
but what's your take on that?
So I think like it's important, like you said, it's all the different religions. We have so many different cultures. We have so many different foods. We have so many different people. We're all coming together. It's the kind of like everything you can find all across the world. You kind of find in India. You know, it's
Right.
amazing. It's the same thing with languages. Everybody speaks a different language, but we somehow manage to communicate. Everybody eats different food, but you still get dosas in Bombay. You know, like it's just it's still phenomenal how we work backwards. Like, you know, we all eat pizza, but nowadays we eat chicken tikka pizza. It's just a different vibe to what we do. So I think it's very important in this situation, though, I think, to understand that how our, our discussions as people kind of bring out positive changes. So any change, whether it's the caste system, whether it's the Bollywood stuff going on right now, whether it's
Yeah.
changes of people, whether it's anything that we do, the discussion actually makes us stronger as long as it's a discussion between the melting pots. So having your
Right.
opinion is not a problem. I'm actually ready to listen to anybody's opinion. In this case, I'm happy to listen and I'm happy to agree or disagree to an opinion. The problem is when it becomes a belief.
Right.
So when our melting pot becomes a belief, then we have problems. So I would encourage, I mean, as a college, as people, as you guys, I don't, like I said, it's more a friendship type thing. In my limited experience, what I would say is that make it a discussion rather than a belief, because over
100%.
the last 15 years, all my beliefs have changed. All my so-called beliefs have changed.
Right,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
And I think it's really important to understand the concept of melting pot, as you said. It's so important for us to kind of go back to our roots. But
Yeah.
having said that, a lot of people are for this opinion that over the years we see a decline in our cultural values and the cultural aspects in India. Like, of course, owing to the westernization, everything is changing. But do you think that the culture is getting lost somewhere over the years?
That's an interesting question. I actually hadn't. I just looked through the top two questions and I hadn't prepared the rest. But I think that now I'm going through the word culture is changing. So that's what I'll say. So I think is the word is are we changing in the way that is Bharatnatyam less popular? Yes. Are we changing in the way that is Hindustani classical music less popular than it was before? Of course it is. But in that situation, is cricket more popular than it was before? Yes, and that's a part of our culture. Is Bollywood more popular than it was before? Yes. Are chicken tikka more popular than it was? Yes. But is that is that what is our culture? Our culture is just adapting. I don't think our culture is declining or progressing. As long as we have a clear path on our culture, and is going to museums less during a pandemic? Yes, but we're all evolving. So are
Right.
the virtual calls more? Are we interacting the same way? Yes, we are trying to learn, we are trying to evolve. At the same time as certain parts of culture do decline and some do progress. That's part of culture. As long as we maintain a path of being Indian, which is what we are doing. I think that we're just maintaining different parts of being Indian. And if we can revamp the old parts, I'm not saying don't visit museums, guys. Go to museums, have fun. But I'm just saying, like, don't. I don't personally go to that many, but that doesn't mean you can't go. You go and have fun, and that everyone. India is great. It offers so many different options for so many people. So I mean, I think the word culture we refer to in a very old context. If
Yeah.
somebody says culture, we think 1920s. When like that's the tough part about culture. So I
Yes.
guess that's where we are. So
Yeah.
I
I
don't think
think
it's declining or
even
progressing.
though you weren't prepared for this question, I think this was one of the best answers that we could perhaps ever get for this question.
Oh, really?
So,
Okay. That's good. I'm not preparing for anything because I told Ara, I said, please just answer.
uh,
I opened the thing and I just left the first two and I said, I
right.
actually, I was just like, I got too scared to, I got more nervous looking at the questions and I was like, it's done. Yeah.
No, no, but I'm going to keep this very interactive for our viewers as well. Guys, if you're loving this, of course, we can't see your comments right here, but everybody who's watching this, please make sure that you keep commenting and you keep telling us what you think about the
How can I
session.
read the comments? I can't read
So
the
it's
comments.
it's basically like yeah, we're on MS Teams, but you're streaming this live on Facebook. So everybody else is joined there, and they are
Okay,
watching
okay.
us live on Facebook, and they are commenting there. So
Are
if
they
only
commenting though? Are they
yeah, they
commenting?
are, they are.
Oh, okay, okay. That's good. That's as long as they're
We're
commenting,
keeping a
that's
tab
good.
of that.
Okay, okay, that's good. Let me know what questions they ask me so I can be
Definitely,
interactive with
definitely.
them. Yeah,
I
perfect.
think we do have
Or they
people
can,
from
or some people are on
yes.
mute here. I can see a few people. If they want to ask me anything,
Yes, they
feel
they are
free.
people from our core committee, the team of Kshitij'.
Okay,
So, guys, if you could transfer their questions to us, we would really
yeah.
you could write in the
Whatever
chat.
you want, guys. Whatever you want. Keep it informal. Uh, uh,
Yes, absolutely.
uh,
Now, this is just one question that had come up, and which a lot of people want to ask you for that matter.
yeah.
Has there been any recent instance where you've really felt proud of being a citizen of this country? one instance that really kind of shook you to the core, and you were like, "Damn, I'm really proud that I stay in this country."
Oh. So, mm, yeah. So basically, when there's a couple of instances, obviously, I'm very proud to be Indian. There's a couple of instances. The main thing is that I think when we see people in other countries who have so much more and they are kind of unhappy where they are, and I see people on the streets, so I see people in Bombay. I mean, I basically come to Bombay and I see everyone so happy. Like I interact with people and we're going through a pandemic and still people are happy. Maybe I don't know if that happiness is dependent on me or whether they're generally happy, but they're generally. But everybody's coming across to me, and every time I come to Bombay, I genuinely see people happy to help. And that's what makes me proud because everybody who I meet from every part of the world says, India, man, really nice people. India, man, really happy people. India, man, we have nothing. Okay, we have we have nothing compared to what they have. We have enough issues going on, but everything seems to be working happily. We don't see many fights on the street. I don't know. I don't see many fights on the street. I don't see many things. I don't see many daily problems that go on. I don't see that complaining of different sectors like how I see in America, I see in England, or I see in Europe. I see so many people complaining even though they've been gifted with so much. And here
Right.
we've not been gifted with everything, and we're still so blessed to be where we are, which really makes me happy as a person because I'm one of the few that have been privileged, that have been gifted, and I still see people who are have so much less than we do, who have come such a long way, who still maintain us to have a smile on their
True,
face.
correct. Absolutely, 100%. So I think you were the right one to talk about this since you've been to so many different countries, you've seen so many different cultures, but yet you come back to the one that you belong and you tell that people here in this country are really happy with what they have. People in the other countries are whining about the things that they don't, but we as Indians are always learn
Yeah,
and we always learn to be happy with what we have. So I think
yeah,
that's a great quality that stands out in us.
yeah. That's
Okay,
right.
now I think we got a little too heavy with this discussion. Now I just want to drift to the lighter note and take everybody to the lighter note, talking about your career, sir. I think it's been one amazing career when you talk about the kind of matches you've played. I was watching this one match of yours just before the live stream started. I don't remember the exact names. It was a doubles match, and I'll tell you the name later.
Who was it with? Who was it with? I'll tell you the name.
Uh,
Was it
I'm
with
not.
Divij or Leander?
No, no, none of them. It was uh, this one match. I'll
Was
tell
it
you
with
the names later once I find
G1?
out.
Was it with G1?
I guess yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Don't worry. Anyway, it's fine. I've
yeah.
played a lot of
So I
matches.
was, I was, yeah. I was watching those. I was watching that match, and it's the sheer intensity that kind of comes out in you, the want to just be the best that you've
Thanks.
ever been.
Thanks. Yeah.
So how's this career kind of taken shape for you? Did you always want to get into tennis? What has it been like?
So, I mean, it was the only thing I was good at, firstly. It was, but I think more importantly, I mean, I always wanted to play the Grand Slams. I went to school in England. I always wanted to kind of play the Grand Slams and kind of be, I always thought of tennis as, two things. One is making a living, and two is playing the Grand Slams. So that Sapno Ka Safar for me
Yes.
was Wimbledon, US Open, Australian Open, French Open. For me, that was the idea um, of making India proud. So
Right.
that was my idea of the Sapno Ka Safar. That was my idea of the whole kind of thing. And then obviously to do that, you have to travel and you have to play more tournaments. And it kind of fell into place. I was lucky to be talented and I was good at what I did. And eventually, I honestly believe that if somebody does one thing well, it's better than doing 200 things averagely. I just wanted to do one thing well. I don't do everything great, but I do one thing okay. So that
Right.
was my
That's more than
idea
enough.
of success. Yeah, that was my idea
Yeah.
of success. So yeah,
But I'm pretty sure you've had a lot of setbacks in your career as well. Injuries, of course, it's a sportsman's career, and they will
yeah,
come irrespective.
yeah.
But does it put you down at times? You just don't feel like you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, so I'd say like physically, obviously there's a lot of injuries, and physically I've kind of maintained, and I've not really, never been the physically fittest guy, never been I've never really, but I think my mental challenges are the ones that really catch people off. And I
Yeah,
think as a nation, we have to realize that the fear of failure is the biggest worry as a nation. So like
true.
for women in our country, for men in our country, for younger ages, I think we have to realize as a college, this would be my advice to you guys that don't fear failure, man. Just
Right.
enjoy the failure. The failure is your first step of success. If you haven't failed, you haven't lived.
True.
Just fail. Just do whatever you want and fail again and fail again and fail again. I promise you won't fail the last time. And that's been the story of my life. I fail every week. I lose every week. But you still have me on this interview talking about some success stories that I've had. But the only
Of
reason I've had those
course.
success stories is because
Yeah.
I failed. And I put myself in a position to fail. I encourage all the girls and all the women and everybody trying to, do anything that I did. Only thing I did was I continuously accepted failure and got better. So,
Right.
don't get
I,
scared of failure because I think as a nation we fear it a lot. So, yeah,
100%. I think that's
yeah.
that's one of the best piece of advice that we could get is
that's
to
what I,
not.
that's my college advice for you guys.
Yes,
I
because
don't have.
we are at such a tender age, all of us
Yeah.
want to be great people in our fields and want to become the best versions of ourselves. But in
No,
case that doesn't happen,
definitely
yeah,
become the best. Definitely do, but do what you love doing, and then fail at it. Don't love what other people want you to do.
right,
Because don't love what you love doing. Be prepared to fail at it. Because I promise you, if you're the best in the world at anything, you will be successful.
true.
Okay, so you can be the best in the world at plucking coffee, but people will call you to pluck coffee. So that's important. That if you love plucking coffee, make yourself the best at it, and you will get enough coffee people after you. So I'm a coffee person. I'll call you. So
100%.
but yeah,
This reminds me of this one video. This video is of Hrithik Roshan when he's going through this transformation period from Super 30 to War. His
yeah,
entire journey, he's had slip disc, he's had n number of injuries, but he was giving this one piece of advice to everybody who's watching that video, is that just give in your 100% in what you do. Doesn't matter if you fail. If you've put in every ounce of what you have, you will have absolutely no regrets even if you fail
yeah,
because you've learned so much by the end of it.
yeah,
That is something that
yeah,
kind of reminded me of what
yeah.
you spoke.
Yeah, I think just one careful point with that is that people fear 100% also. So
Yeah,
just have fun with it, okay? Don't
right,
worry about this 100% because I can tell you I have not given 100%, okay? Because my version of 100% is very different to your version. Don't as a region, don't as a college, don't fear your 100%. Don't think that you all are giving. It's just your version of 100%. So Ritik Roshan is a great actor. He's great at what he does. His version of 100% maybe 100 pull-ups. My version of 100% maybe 10 pull-ups, but it's still my version of having fun and doing my best, and
right.
accepting the failure. So the accepting failure part is completely right.
It's a
So
very important point.
yeah, yeah,
Set your goals according to what
yeah,
you.
and also enjoy it, man. I think the key
Yeah,
is just enjoy. Like whenever I've enjoyed something and really, really woken up to want to do it, like there's never been a time someone said go and play tennis. There's never been a
right.
time I'm sure somebody said go and host Chai with Raja. I just do it because I enjoy doing it, and that's what makes it good. Like I haven't never, and I ask random questions, I ask stupid stuff, but I believe that it's fun, and I do it. And I'm happy to accept that it wasn't one question wasn't fun, but I still do it. So
Right. And it really appeals to a lot of people because I was seeing it for the first time and I was like, damn, this is something really cool.
yeah,
And I,
yeah, thanks,
and
man.
I need to
Thanks,
see this more often.
thanks.
But I think I'm really going to take that idea from you of playing that music for the first 15 seconds and just dive into it.
Do it,
I'm going
man.
to take that.
Do it. Honestly, I just walked onto it because it said Raja, Raja. It kept saying that
Yeah.
it said Raja Babu or whatever it said. So I
Right.
just went on with it. And yeah, it's actually on today. Like I think there's a show at 7 p.m. today. But
Okay.
you all do your Miti by Kshitij' and then watch it later.
100%. I'm going to come and watch this.
Okay, I'll watch it later. I think it's on all weekend at some stage. So
Yeah.
watch it whenever. So.
Now talking about Chai with Raja, it's a very unique concept that kind of comes to your mind. What was the idea behind it? And then I'm going to talk about one thing that I really love, one more thing that I love, but I want to first ask you what was the idea behind it?
Uh, I think, I mean, obviously lockdown was the first idea.
Yeah,
I was writing blogs for a while. I was writing Sundays with Purav, then I was writing Chai with Raj. There's this platform called Indian Tennis Daily. That's pretty cool. I mean, it does a lot of things that, it gets the whole Indian tennis community together. So it
right.
kind of got everyone together. And then they were like, why don't you start writing a few blogs about your thought process and how you did it and everything. And then lockdown happened. I was like, I can actually talk to some of these people and help the people out. But I didn't want to talk normally. I actually wanted to talk in a fun way. I just wanted them to be looking like normal people. I didn't want to know their journey. I didn't want to know how their backhand looks. I didn't want to know how their forehand looks. I wanted to know, whether they prefer squirrels or raccoons. Like I just wanted to know stupid stuff. I didn't want to know anything about real stuff, you know. So it just, I wanted to, you know, I wanted to know whether they prefer Kim Kardashian or Donald Trump. I just wanted to know stupid stuff, you know. So and that actually was the idea behind it, you know, because they're actually really cool people, and they're actually really, and I think it'll grow tennis as a whole, you know, and that was the idea. That these people are just as cool, they don't get shown in the right light, you know. All
Yes.
cricket kind of gets shown in the right light, and all the other sports kind of look like we're all surviving, just surviving, you know. When actually
Mm.
these people are worldwide superstars, and they've actually done a lot, and they deserve to just they're just as cool as each other, you know. So I thought
Very
that
cool.
so just to have a fun side of life, and to have a fun, and to actually get to know them as people, because we always know them as competitors. We always know that me on the court and me off the court are poles opposite people. So, so I think, yeah, like you've seen probably.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
Now, yeah, the important part that was coming to firstly, yes, of course, you've got to do what you got to do, and you've got to do what you love.
Yeah.
But when you were talking about Chai with Raja, there's this. I'm not seeing those glasses today. I'm really upset about not
Okay.
seeing you wearing those glasses
I have a
because
few of those. You have to tune in at 10 p.m. or something, or sometime this weekend. I wish I knew my times better, but
yeah,
it's sometime this weekend, and yeah, just tune. I have a few glasses. I have quite a few
but they're,
glasses.
but they're really cool shape, I have to say.
Thanks, man, thanks. So I thought that's another part of the show that I just kind of
Yeah,
got on, and I thought just make it kind of fun and interact, something different. That's all. That's what I mean by just try and be different, you know.
right. Just set yourself apart from the others.
Yeah, just try and be a little different, and you'll be successful.
Right, 100%. Now, again, coming to the topic, is there any particular culture in India that you really love a lot above the others? Of course, all the cultures are really amazing in themselves and their own versions. But if I had to ask Purav Raja, the player, and Purav Raja, the man, the person that he is there any particular culture that you prefer over the others?
Mm, I'm not a huge is this just personality? I'm not a huge niceness culture fan, man. I'm a big
Okay,
honesty culture fan. I think as a culture we're a little bit too. I think we're too nice, and then it hurts us in the long run, you know, and actually affects our competitive nature. It takes me like three. It takes me like a match or two, like after I play, to actually get into that competitive spirit. And all these guys are out there just ready to hit me in the chest, and I'm like, "What's going on, man?" I'm, you know, like, just be nice, just be. This is not right. This is not that. And you know, that's not what I that you just let's try and be honest, and let's try and compete to the level that we can. I think it comes from the idea of being liked, you know. We try
right,
very hard to be liked. So I think that we have to be open to the idea of you don't, not everyone has to like you, as long as you think you're doing your best, man. As long as
right.
you're doing your best and you're not hurting anyone intentionally, I don't think there has to be a reason why you have to be that. So I'm not a big fan of that niceness culture. I'm a big fan of our giving culture. So I like the idea of like giving to the. I like the idea of the charity. I like the idea of giving back to people. I like the idea of, you know, happiness. I like all those ideas. Giving back to people, that's cool. And I don't say you
That's
shouldn't, but when it's time to compete, like, and when it's time to fail, let's fail properly. Let's like,
right.
that's
Uh,
all. That's all, yeah.
this is some insight to start the weekend with, and moving into
No,
the weekend.
it wasn't meant to be a serious talk at all. It just kind of like when I thought about it, I was like,
Yeah, no, that's
I've been telling people this for a while, but yeah, this,
but it's actually good that you're not prepared for the session because these honest, candid answers is something that we don't.
yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't prepared at all. I have a pen though, if you need. I was right. So, yeah.
Okay, a lot of people were asking this. Who's the toughest opponent that you've played against ever till date? In
So,
terms of the aggression, in terms of
so I've played quite a few. I mean, Hewitt is pretty tough. When I played him, it was really difficult. Leander is very difficult to play against. You know, it's obviously really tough to play against him. I find it. I played Wawrinka once or twice. I mean, I beat him once, and it was very tough to play. I mean, I played the Bryans a few times. They're very difficult as a team. I think the everything that I've said kind of is a belief of all these people together. All these
right.
people are like great at individuals at what they do, and that's what scares me as a person. When I'm across the net and I know that they are ready to compete, that's what scares me. So I think that when you play against them, you know that they're moving their feet, they're hustling in your face, they're ready to hit you in the chest. That's what's going to, you know, win them the match. So I
True.
think yeah, but I would say Wawrinka and maybe Leander.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Now, when you talk about Sapno Ka Safar, our theme is Sapno Ka Safar this year. And of course, you've told about your version of Sapno Ka Safar. But, there are so many instances where there are certain things that happen to an individual. They kind of really break him down into bits. And sometimes it's very difficult for you to make a comeback. You just can't do it irrespective of how much you want to be back and
Yeah,
how badly you want to be back.
yeah.
So, if you've ever had a circumstance or a situation like this, how would you perhaps deal with it? What's the kind of mindset that a sports person has? Because, it's very difficult at these times to just rise back from what's broken you.
No, I think it's two things. One is that you want it bad is a very subjective thing, and the second thing is accepting and moving on, right? So if we
Right.
accept and we move on, then it kind of gives us the same power of we don't love one thing. There's not many people in the world who love one thing, but accepting that and moving on is key. So if you accept and you move on, I think there's a good chance that you will overcome and you will find your other passion. There's not one thing that we love. I mean, it's very rare that somebody loves coffee. I like noodles also. I like fried rice also. I like a lot of other things. So there's just it's just a form of life, and as humans, we tend to take ourselves very seriously. We tend to make sure that our lives are like the only way forward. We're not. I mean, as a human, I'm not that important to the world. I'm important as in I think I'm a decent guy and everything, but I'm not a, I'm not the be all and end all. I mean, life goes on, you know. So it's very important for me to realize when I stop playing tennis that the Wimbledon will still happen. When I stop playing tennis, the ATP tour will still go on. When I stop playing tennis, there'll still be people playing for India. So as long as I realize that, you will find your next step. The problem comes is when we don't realize it. The problem comes is when we try and hold back. So
Right.
like I am Wimbledon. If I believe I'm Wimbledon, I should stop playing now. I'm definitely not. Yeah. So that's
No,
that's the key. I think that's the key.
that's really good because I think you need to detach yourself from what you do. I mean, give your 100%,
Yeah.
as they say. Do your bit and throw it in the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't bother about what the result is going to be because
Yeah.
in the end, it's your hard work that matters.
Yeah.
So do your bit, and life goes on with or without you.
Exactly. Man, exactly.
Things
So you've
happen
got it.
irrespective of
You've
whether
got it.
you are there or you're not there.
Yeah. I
So
am not tennis, for example. I am not tennis. So tennis happens regardless of whether I'm there or not. So same way as I would believe that I would like to believe that I play a very minuscule part in the tennis world, and that's where I am. So
brilliant,
right,
brilliant.
right. So,
Loving this. Okay.
right.
Now, I don't know if we have, because I can't see the comments, and if there's any question, our team will of course let us know. But
Yeah.
to all those, when you're playing in the stadium, when you're on court, you do have a team backing you up, and they're always cheering for you. Every point that you win, every smash that you hit,
Yeah.
they're always cheering for you.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have that army of people backing you? When of course you're doing great, or backing you even when you are going through the hardest times in your career.
Yeah, it's great, man. It's honestly it's phenomenal. It's a great feeling to have won and lost. I mean, there's a little bit of pressure attached to it. They're
Right.
all flying to Australia to support me, so I feel a little bit when I'm serving, I get tight sometimes. But yeah, that's normal. I mean, I think I've gotten used to it, and I think that it's just a tennis match, you know. So I play to my top level. I play to become a better tennis player.
Right.
I don't play to make people happy or to make people sad. I play to achieve my level of tennis. So if I can, I play for the process. So that's more important than if I've played a good match. That makes me happy. The winning and losing will automatically happen. Whether I win or lose is secondary because if I play good tennis, if I played my best match and I still lost, life goes on.
Right. Perfect. Great.
Yeah.
So, this is one question that my dad really follows tennis. He does. He's been
Oh, wow.
following it
Okay.
since he was
Wow,
child.
cool.
I've always wanted to play tennis, but I just didn't. It just didn't happen. I've
You're too
always
good
loved that
looking, man. You're too good looking to play tennis.
sport. Don't say that. But I really hope that someday I can
Yeah.
just try because I've always felt that I can play this sport. I have it in me, so I can
Yeah.
maybe just try and play the sport because I really like how the entire sport goes.
Yeah.
But when you were growing up and you started playing tennis, who was your inspiration? Who did you look up to?
So I think Andre Agassi would be one. Andre Agassi is probably the one. And I met Tim Henman quite a bit as I was studying in England. I used to meet him every 6 months or something, and he would
Yeah.
hit with us and he would inspire us. So I would say Agassi and Henman.
Right. That's great. And it's a great journey that you've had over time. And of course, we have a few questions coming in.
Go for it, man.
Okay. So the first one was, how was your experience of shooting Chai with Raja with Sanya, Leander, Mahesh Bhupati, all of these guys?
Yeah,
So
it's
this,
great. I mean, it was fun. I know them well, and I think that shines through. And they're more like colleagues to me. And yeah, it was great. I mean, they're phenomenal athletes, and they're great ambassadors of our sport. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it more than me shooting it. I really enjoyed it because I was asking them everything I wanted to ask them. But for you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it more than me. So,
I
and
will
let me
love.
know. Let me know, Nishal, if you actually enjoyed it. When you watch it this weekend, whenever you watch it,
Yeah,
let me know.
100%. And I'm
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait for those glasses to come back again.
They're back. They're back on the show. I just
Yeah.
thought I'd leave them out for now. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. We have one more question. Is more to the serious side, and
Yeah.
a deep one. How would you define success? This was asked on Facebook by one of our viewers.
Success. Success is success is your own satisfaction. Success is your own satisfaction. So your own satisfaction defines your success. The success word is a little bit skewed. So as long as you are satisfied, that's my definition for your success. I mean, if you have your own definition for success, that's mine. If I'm satisfied with what I did, I'm successful.
Right. It's as simple as it gets. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Well, I feel really happy that we spoke about so many different things, and that you
Thanks,
finished
man.
the entire jar of what you were drinking throughout the
I was
conversation.
drinking
So,
my it was meant to be a protein shake, but then I was like, I'm coming for a chilled out chat, so I made it rose sharbat and soda.
chalo, it's going with the vibe now.
Exactly. Yeah. I was meant to be a protein shake, but I avoided it for Saturday. I was like, I'll just go with the rose sharbat soda. Anyway,
Yes.
yeah.
So, okay, once again, I want to thank you, Purav sir, for being here with
Thanks,
us.
Vishal. Thanks a
And
lot, man.
before we let you go, what is your vision of this campaign that we've begun, Dil Hai Hindustani? Uh, the theme is, of course, India, a hub of cultures. What do you think about this initiative? Do you think it's a good idea to just put it out there in the open?
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. I would love to do more stuff with you guys. If you ever need me, I'm there for you guys. If I
100%.
could help with whatever you need me for, I'm there for you. And yeah, I mean, I honestly like the first time I'm hearing about it, and Arat
Yeah.
took me into this concept, and I'm ready to help. If I can do anything to make your program better, to make Kshitij better, to make Dil Hai Hindustani better, Sapno Ka Safar, whatever you guys are doing, I mean, just keep doing it. And you know, I honestly think that you guys are the future. You guys will make India a better place. You guys will make Bombay a better city. So that's what I want to kind of help.
Right.
Because in 15 years from now, you all will be doing successful things. I'm sure.
Hopefully, fingers
No,
crossed.
you will be. You will be. Just you will be for sure. So I mean, even if you're not, you're successful is whatever you define as successful. But
Yes.
you'll be doing happy things, I should say.
Right. You'll
Yeah.
you'll be satisfied with what you do is what matters
Yeah,
at the end.
exactly. You as long as you are happy with what that's it.
Yes, and I was really looking forward to this session because the brief description that I got about you from Ara was he's one chilled out guy. You don't have to worry about anything. Just have a heart to heart informal conversation with him. And I think that's exactly what we've done today, and it's been
Yeah, exactly.
really
That's all I
amazing.
wanted. I was like, don't ask me the questions. I'll try and do my best I can. But you've been great, man, Nishal. Thanks, man. You've been a great host.
Thank you so much, sir. It was
You're a
such
natural.
a
You're a
pleasure.
natural. I should hire you as my assistant.
In 100%.
Come
Hopefully,
on, man.
I'll learn tennis from you. Hopefully, very very soon.
Done anytime, man. Anytime. If I come that side of town, for sure, I will just.
That
Anytime
works.
you want to come, yeah. Cool.
Works. Thank you so much for doing this.
All
And
right,
before
man.
we let you go, your wishes for Kshitij'20, this happening this year and it's happening online, of course. But what do you want to say to the entire working committee, the festival?
Congratulations for putting on a great show. Congratulations for doing this. And it wasn't easy giving the year that we're in, giving the times that we're in. I know you guys have been through some trustees, demises. I know you guys have been through a lot. So I think it's a great credit to all of you. And give yourselves a pat on the back. And I promise to be back in person every time you need me.
That really means a lot to
Yeah.
us. Thank you so much for being us.
Thanks.
Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for that, Vishal. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll hopefully see you very soon.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
thank you for being
Anytime,
a
man.
part of this.
Anytime. Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks.
you so
Bye.
much. It
Bye.
was a
Bye.
pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
All right, everybody. That was Mr. Purav Raja, and it was such a pleasure talking to him. He was absolutely amazing. I hope that you guys had fun, and I hope that you had as much fun as I had talking to him. Now I want to talk about and thank our sponsors. It's KLM Marketing, Satchel Bags and Accessories, Majoria Construction Private Limited, and Fitwell Corporation. A huge thank you to our sponsors for being there for us in these grim times. Thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of this. We're going live at 7 o'clock on Instagram with Anaz Irani. So please make sure that you go on Instagram and check that out as well on at 7 o'clock. That's been my time. It's been a pleasure talking to all of you, and of course, Purav sir. I hope to see you very soon. The team of Kshitij', you know you're doing a brilliant job, and you don't need anything more. You don't need me to say that because you guys are doing a brilliant job yourselves. Thank you so much. Good care of yourselves. Do not get out of your houses unless it's absolutely necessary, and take care of your loved ones as well. I'll see you on yet another live session or a talk session or a webinar of ours. My name is Nischal Sharma. Thank you for being a part of this. I'll see you very soon. Thank you. कैसे था वो?